Hey, geometry. We're looking at 3D figures now. Um, so, for starters, we got to do a couple of vocabulary words. So, any surface is a flat face. Um, that's just like a side of a 3D figure. The edge is actually the where two planes meet. Right, it's the intersection of two planes that will give you the edge. Edge is basically your length, width, height measurements, all that stuff. Vertex is the point where three or more planes meet. So it'll give you a point. So the vertex of a three-dimensional shape is just a point. All right. A couple of shapes. You got to go over prisms, which is we have triangular prisms, rectangular prisms. You can have any shape. Um, the way we the way we name those shapes is we look at the base. The base will only have two of those shapes, and the rest will be rectangles. That will give you a prism. Then we have pyramids. We have triangular and rectangular. We could have uh, any shape pyramid as well. All that means is the base is a certain shape, and the sides, I guess, if you want to look at it like that, are all triangles, and they come to one point. Then we have a cylinder, which everyone is familiar with the cylinder, where the base is a circle, where the bases are circles. And then the sides of it can be unwrapped into one uh, rectangle. Then we have a cone where the base is a circle and it has one vertex as well. All right. So go over the notes and look at the different uh, shapes, look at what they're called, look at what their base is, look how many faces, how many edges, how many vertices they have. That would be A through, what's that? A through, or A, B, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in your notes. Look at the special names for certain shapes, like a tetrahedron. It has four faces and they're all triangles. That is not a pyramid. Make sure you understand that. A cube or a hexahedron. An octahedron is like two rectangular or square pyramids touching bases. Then we have a dodecahedron, which is just a 12-sided figure, and an icosahedron, which is a 20-sided figure for all you Dungeons and Dragons people out there. Um, a cylinder is solid with congruent circular bases in a pair of parallel planes. A cone has a circular base and a vertex. A sphere is a set of points in space that are given distances from one point. So a sphere has no faces, no bases, no vertices, no nothing. It's just a series of points that are all equal distance in three-dimensional space from one center point. Um, Also, we're going to be cutting shapes in half and slicing them in different pieces. Check out 1 through 7 to get kind of an idea of um, what those would be. Um, so it says what solid would result if you spin each of these. So, like spinning them in a 360-degree manner. Notice 6 has a gap, right, between the inside portion and the center line. So that would leave you with a gap in your shape as well. Same with number 7. Number 7 also has a gap. But check those out. See if you can name them or see if you recognize them. If you were to spin that center line 360 degrees to kind of unwrap or create a new shape. Um, Cross sections, that's what I was talking about earlier. Cross section is the shape we get when cutting straight through an object. So it's like creating a plane or slicing a plane through an object. Um, so let's see. A cross section of a triangular prism, if you cut it directly in half, would give you a triangle. If you take a sphere and cut it in half, you would get a circle. If you cut a cylinder, depending on which way you cut it in half, if you have a cylinder here, if you cut it in half this way, you'd get another circle. If you cut it in half this way, you'd get, what do you think? It would be a rectangle, right? It would be a rectangle. Right? If you just cut out a slice of that, give you a rectangle. If you took a pyramid with this square bottom, if you cut it in half, you would get another square, right? So usually whenever you cut it horizontally in half, you will get the same shape as its base. When you cut it vertically in half, that's you'll get, depending on the shape, you'll get a circle, an oval, or a triangle, or a rectangle. As you can see in the cylinder example as well, it has horizontal cross section, a vertical cross section, and an angled cross section. This would be the horizontal cross section. This is the vertical cross section. And then an angled cross section would just kind of be like that, where you'd get a neat oval shape. All right. So 1, 2, and 3 are just having you identify the cross sections. It's a lot of drawing and using your imagination. For cross sections. So number 1 is taking a prism. Oops, can't see that. It's taking a prism and cutting a cross section from one edge to the opposite diagonal edge. So you can already kind of see what shape you would get when you cross section that. You'd get a nice little rectangle. But if you cut like just a portion off of the corner, you'd end up with a triangle. Or if you took a trapezoid, let's see, a triangular prism here. No, that's a pyramid. Yeah. No, that's not a pyramid. That's like a wedge. Okay. And then you cut out some sort of angular piece here. You'd get a trapezoid. Okay. Let's give you a trapezoid. Let's give you a rectangle. Let's see. Do all the cross sections of a pyramid or of a prism. Yeah. And that's basically it. So this whole chapter is about just three-dimensional slices or slices of three-dimensional objects, looking at all the different shapes. Please make sure you go through your notes. They're a lot more descriptive. Everything has notes on it. So your notes have notes. Okay. Check them out. And I hope you enjoyed the test on Monday. This is Tuesday. You'll have 2 more note sections for Wednesday and Thursday. Have a good day.